Hey everybody, it's Rita here. So I wanted to talk to you about this really cool supplement that doTERRA has, and pretty much everyone should be on this. This is called Terrazyn, and it is a digestive enzyme. So before I go into it, I want to show you something that you'll be able to watch as I'm doing this. So this is some porridge that I made this morning. So you can see that that is like gluggy, like what you'd expect for 10 hours of porridge sitting out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle some Terrazyn onto the top, and I do have one here that I did, what's the time? About 15 minutes ago, and I'll show you what it did, but you can watch this one actually happen. So I'm just going to sprinkle this over the top, just empty it out. So this is full of digestive enzymes. Now I'm just going to give that a little bit of a stir, and you can see here how thick and gross that is. I'm just going to stir that around so the enzyme, and I can already feel it like loosening that up, like it was just really gross before. So I'm just going to stir that around. And if you know what porridge is like, it normally takes a while for anything to happen, for it to break down and it kind of stays all gluggy. Now this is one that I did 15 minutes ago. So I just wanted to show you that is something that's worked for a while, so we may not get to that stage with this one. Now, I wanted to talk to you about why we need digestive enzymes. So everything in the body is needing enzymes for it. So we either have metabolic enzymes. Now, metabolic enzymes actually are in control of everything in your body. They're running your body. They're giving energy, healing, all that kind of stuff. They're in control of that. Then you have your digestive enzymes. Now, your digestive enzymes are there to help you digest food. So what will often happen is if we are not eating the right food, so what food gives us digestive enzymes? Anything that's a raw food, so raw fruit and vegetables, nuts, raw meat, etc. They're full of digestive enzymes. Our diet these days is often full of cooked foods, so things that we're not actually getting those digestive enzymes from. And when we eat, our body is actually taking the enzymes from our metabolic enzymes and using them to digest food. What does that mean? It takes away from our life force. We need these metabolic enzymes to be doing their job, to run our body, to make sure that we are healing, that we're getting enough energy. Think about if you ever have, let's think about Christmas Day, Easter. Maybe you've had a birthday and you're just full of food. Have you ever felt that food coma? What is happening then is your body's pretty much shutting down and taking all those metabolic enzymes and using them to digest the food. Because we need to digest the food, because that is the key to wellness, is a good gut, good digestion, getting the nutrition out of our food. So what those enzymes are doing, those metabolic enzymes, are being used to replace the digestive enzymes that aren't there, breaking down the food so our body can get the nutrition to continue living. That's what's going on there. So if we're getting a really great raw diet full of all the enzymes that we need, we've got what we need there, but a lot of times we don't. So having these enzymes is actually going to help your body to digest what it needs to live normally. So we don't want to keep stealing from that life force that is keeping us alive. So I wanted to share something with you. I'm just going to read through 3 of the main digestive enzymes. So we've got protease, and that one actually helps to break down proteins. So when taken on a full stomach, protease helps to digest proteins. Protease helps break down debris from bacteria, parasites, fungus, viruses, and cancer cells. It's also a especially powerful tool for those that take medications for acid reflux, since these medications inhibit protein digestion. So protease supports resolving bacteria, viral and yeast infections, and helps support the immune system. So think about it. If you are getting sick, you've run down with something, your metabolic enzymes are needed to fight for your immune system to be working and functioning and helping you to get better. If we need to take away those metabolic enzymes to digest the food that we're eating, we're going to stay sick longer. We're not going to have the energy. We're not going to feel well. And there's actually studies out there that show people that are taking digestive enzymes are actually getting well quicker. They're not staying sick for as long because their body has the energy that it needs. And then we've got amylase. This one actually digests carbohydrates. So amylase, we have a lot of carbohydrates in our typical Western diet, and it can help to ease digestive distress due to overconsumption of carbohydrates. So it can help support hypoglycemia, type 2 diabetes, carbohydrate cravings, allergies. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Also helps ameliorates symptoms of asthma and emphysema. So what can often happen is when we're taking away those metabolic enzymes, we start to see symptoms in our body of dis-ease. And we want to make sure that we've got all those enzymes there to help with that function of life, basically. Then we've got lipase, and lipase helps to digest fat and fat-soluble vitamins. We often find that we have a diet full of saturated fats, and they actually clog our arteries and help us to put on weight. And we want to kind of avoid processed foods if we can, but often that's what's part of our diet, and that seems like an easy fix. We actually want to help our body to be able to digest that as well. So it helps us to break down those healthy fats and give us access into our bloodstream of what we need from them. So it can be good to help resolve high cholesterol, high triglycerides, weight loss issues, cell permeability, vertigo, or labyrinth, I don't know what that is, Meniere's disease, and heart disease. So we're looking at some amazing simple things that we can do is helping our body to digest the food and using digestive enzymes. Now, what you can do is have your enzymes, I'm just going to give this one a little bit of a stir. You can have your enzymes daily with your food. Now there's two ways to do that. One is you eat and then you have your digestive enzymes with your food, so after your food. Now what that does is it actually helps your body to break down that food, and it gets into the bloodstream and helps to nourish our body. There is actually another thing that you can do, and it can be suggested that twice a week, just before bedtime, you take a Terrazyn on an empty stomach. Now what happens when you take it on an empty stomach is that those digestive enzymes get directly into the bloodstream, and they work almost like a vacuum cleaner and help to clean out your blood. They filter things out of there, they go to work, and they just do amazing things to help keep your body working the way it should. So I know for a fact that there's often days that I should be eating a lot better than what I do. I've heard so much about these, and I've used them occasionally, but I haven't actually looked into why we actually need them and how we can benefit from using them on a daily basis. We need to have our bodies working at high function, and sometimes we are living where we're not eating all those raw foods that we should be eating. So maybe we need to have something in there that's going to supplement that, and that's where Terrazyn comes in. It does actually play a key role. If there is any disease issues happening in your life, we want to be having Terrazyn daily with our meals, and then twice a week on an empty stomach just before bed to get in there and almost like vacuum clean out and suck out all that nasty mucky stuff that's going on there. So I did find here that how quickly can people start to see results when they're using like a digestive enzyme. So most people having acid indigestion, upset stomach, bloating, or problems with digestion will often see results immediately. How cool is that? That's awesome. People having problems with bowel movements will usually see improvements within about a week or two. Many people will often see increased energy within a couple of weeks to a month. And then the people that see the best results are the people that continue to take these enzymes daily with food and on an empty stomach. So we want to be looking at that proactive care, that way of prevention, and not necessarily having to react to something going on and saying, oh, I'm just going to have my Terrazyn now because I'm having a high fat meal that's going to send me into a food coma. Let's do it and keep our body having those metabolic enzymes working the way they should, and make sure that apparently our body has a limited amount of metabolic enzymes, apparently. And what can happen is we utilize those and we use them all up by using them with our digestion. And once they're gone, our life force is gone. We die. So like that's what we need to do, is keep our metabolic enzymes at peak condition. So they're working, they're firing off and looking after all parts of our body, rather than waiting till we get to that stage where like, oh, I should do something now. let's be proactive with what we do. So this one has been in here, oh, when was it? For about 20 minutes, and it is almost liquid. So this is porridge that was the same as the other one before the video. I just, you know what, I've got a cup here, I'll pour it in here and you can see how liquid this is. Like, it is liquid, crazy liquid. Like, this is what makes it easy for your body to digest it, your digestive system. Now, the one that I put in that started about 10 minutes ago, so this is the one that you saw me sprinkle it on the top. Look at that. I can't actually tip that up because it's going to spill everywhere. I'll see if I can do it this way. So this is that porridge that you saw me pour the digestive enzyme onto, and that has broken that down. Not as much as the other one because it had a little bit more time, but it's breaking that down, and you can't do that just by stirring porridge. You can't, because it just continues to be that sticky mess. So it is gone liquid, and that's what it does. It helps to break down that food and make it easy to digest. So I'm not going to go and drink that. That's a bit gross. But I want you to understand that this is something that you can be doing as a regular, proactive way to help support your body, and why this Terrazyn is so powerful and such a necessity for any kind of disease or issues that you've got going on. It's going to help cut down so many things. We want those metabolic enzymes to be out there and looking after us, reducing our inflammation and pain and energy loss and all that. Get on your Terrazyn and use it regularly every single day, and then twice a week on an empty stomach, take one of them just before bed and help to give that body a real cleanse out. So hopefully that's helped and given you some information on the amazing benefits of Terrazyn. See ya.